The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Friday night here on the House of Stein YouTube channel for the House of Stein Hot 10 show, where all year we've been talking about the hottest books on the secondary market, and multiple books come up over and over throughout the year, and sometimes those books are added to our best of the year list, where this year we've actually created a cover of the year bracket style, what would you call it, championship. And ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the final two. Sozomaika versus Dan Panosian. We've got Sozomaika, Harley Quinn 38, the cowgirl cover, versus Absolute Wonder Woman #1, the Dan Panosian cover. And right now you can find the link to that voting pinned in the live chat, and also if you're catching this on the replay, you can find that link in the description below, or in both the Beyond Wednesdays and the House of Stein community tabs, where tomorrow night we will announce the winner. There's only 21 hours left to vote, so get your vote in for cover of the year. What do you guys think? Did you guys think that this is where we were going to be? Because these were the first two covers that I called out that I thought were going to be the covers of the year.
I thought the Spears Monsters Bridezilla would have been there.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, honestly, I thought the Bride was going to be up there. But I mean, both talented artists and done amazing work throughout the year. So
yeah, I thought the best two were that and the Sozomaika. So the fact that they went up against each other, and I would say Sozomaika probably, with the timing of it, may have just an edge, just because everybody's trying to promote her right now because of her medical stuff. So I think that, I'm not saying that did play into it, but I think it could have played into it.
Could have helped a little bit. Yeah. Well, you guys, it's funny because everybody's going, oh, I can't believe this is in the finals, and who would listen? You guys got to remember, this is the bracket. The way that the bracket works, you never know what's going to happen, who's going to go up against who, and that's why you see these weird things. And it was just for fun this year. We had a lot of fun doing it. I think it worked out pretty well. It gave us some fun stuff to talk about, and now you guys can vote who you think the best is. And we've got so far 48 votes total. You guys only have 21 hours left to vote, and we're going to announce the winner tomorrow on Modern Comic Mayhem. Not only do we have that, you guys, we also have let's go down here, cover artist of the year, which so far Mark Spears is winning with 54% of the vote. And those cover artists are Mark Spears, Sozomaika, Dan Panosian, Jenny Frison, Lobos, and Tula Lotay. 24 votes so far, with Mark Spears winning with 13 of those votes. So you can find all these links in the description of the video and in our community tab. And I'll also put it in the link tree. And then we also have, next, we have Publisher of the Year. And Skybound is winning that one so far. And for the candidates, we have Skybound, Ghost Machine, Marvel, Dynamite, DC, and Oni. And then next we have New Series of the Year. And Grommets is winning that by 100%. But there's only one vote. So
is that your vote?
That's my vote. Yeah. So go vote, you guys. We have, for best new series, we have Grommets, Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, Mark Spears Monsters, Absolute Batman, Cobra Commander / Duke, and the Doom one shot. So that is for new series.
Are those links in the chat?
Yes, they're in the description, not in the chat, but I'll put them in the chat too. So for everybody. And then finally, we have series of the year. We have Ultimate Spider-Man, Transformers, Rook Exodus, Avengers Twilight, Green Lantern, and Penguin. So there you guys go. Go vote on all of these. Let me go ahead and put all the links out right here. So let's see here. Here is for series of the year, you guys. Go vote on that. Here is for best new series. Go ahead and go vote on that. I believe that's her best new series. Let me just take a check there. Yes, that's her best new series. You got 21 hours to vote on these, you guys. And then we have cover artist. And then publisher of the year, finally. So there you guys go. And then you guys can go vote on all those as we go through the night. We'll take looks in on all those, but tomorrow we're going to announce the winner. So I'm putting a call out and putting the bat signal out for any content creators that are out there. If you guys have the time, come jump on the show with us. Hang out for, a short as it takes you to tell us what, your favorite moments of the year were, your favorite, favorites of the year were, and what you see going in 2025. And it'll be just an end of the year wrap up from all of us and all the content creators and everybody tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. So a lot of fun. But all right, you guys ready to get into the woe/blow? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. And our woe book of the night is this gorgeous Blood Brothers #3 from Jock and the Distillery, published by Distillery. What a cover. Holy cow.
Yeah, so this is the wraparound. So it looks a bit odd with only half of the image. But when you look at the entire image, it's just gorgeous. The guy hanging so subtly in between the trees. The horse looks amazing. The coloring is crazy good. This is just a really, really good. This is not an incentive. I think it's just a B cover or something like that. So you can still pick this up. These are oversized, right? These Distillery books.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like magazine size. Let's see if I have one near me.
I don't know if it's even like this one. I wouldn't even care if it was a 9.8. I just, if I'm just trying to display this, I want the whole image.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are they?
Are those square bound?
Yeah.
So
it's like it's like the black label stuff for DC.
So you can't really even open it all the way up, right? And flatten it.
Are they magazine size or are they gold label size?
I think they're magazine size. Like this is a comic, right?
Gotcha. So your bag and board, you have it in as magazine size?
Yeah. I mean, it came from the shop like that, but
oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's magazine size.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah,
so it's not like it's like its own unique size or anything like that. At least it's like to some sort of standard.
Yeah. Yep. Which is better than 2080 or Warrior Magazine. So, which is weird. But all right, for our blow book of the week, the one you've all been talking about all week long.
Oh, that blows. That blows.
Yeah. The Frank Miller book is blow book of the week. And I don't think you're going to find a worse cover this week. It hasn't come out yet, but it's been announced.
I truly thought when you first showed me this image without it being close up, I truly thought that her butt was actually her boobs, and something was wrong with her head. And I couldn't. I was sitting there going, I can't figure out what I'm looking at, and that was I thought it was upside down. I couldn't figure it out at all. That is the roundest buttocks I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, this is bad. Oh man,
Hey,
somebody.
but this is the world's finest, though, right? I mean, this is like the best. It says it right there on the cover. World's finest.
World's finest worse.
World's fine. I mean,
World's fine ass.
The Batman signal in the background is pretty sweet looking, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. So you're basically just saying take out the figures and leave it as a logo variant.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he literally didn't even draw hair on this, he just put dots. Just literally took the pen and went. That's literally the hair.
Look at the feet, bro. Hold on. Look at the hands.
Why does
Look at the hands.
Boob butt, new term.
I think my neck goes that direction.
Oh, dude.
So
look at her face.
That jaw.
Oh man, I hope somebody tells. Shout out to Matthew Crane who just subscribed. Hopefully somebody just tap Frank Miller and go, Frank, put the pen down. Put it down. Stop. Just
I mean, the fact
money.
that they're somebody's still paying him to do this. They're like, hey, let's keep the ear. Her earring's not even attached to her ear.
Do you think he just keeps messing with them?
I don't know. He's like, how bad can I make this before they actually stop giving me work?
How much effort do I have to put in today?
Shout out to Heroes Reborn with the super chat, 490 super chat. He says, what's up, Brian, Ben, and Yee? Best Hot 10 on YouTube. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Man, that is rough.
Ooh, now he can go buy a copy of World's Finest. Let's go.
Let's move on because this one's rough. Moving on to Buy the Dip. Starting off with a Dave Stevens classic, Seduction of the Innocent 3D, #1 from Eclipse Comics in 1985.
Yeah, so I guess the Dave Stevens train is like starting to slow down and all that, and we had a recent sale in the CGC 98 for $210. This did have a high of $630 last year, but I mean that was kind of an outlier. I would say that the more fair assessment price would be around like $400. It was what it was, and then it eventually dropped down to, let's see, it had a low of $197, so it was like floating around that $200 price range. The last couple sales in December were a bit higher than this $210, so I was kind of surprised to see that. 2023 we had a high of $528 and a low of $214, so I'm kind of interested to see if what Dave Stevens' books do this year, to see if they peak up again at certain times of the year. Like, is this going to peak up? Is this like a Halloween book that peaks during that time period, or is it just kind of
what is the census on this one?
Oh,
or like what's the like, I'm trying to figure out.
I love it how there's that just the one head in there next to her knee. I always wonder whose head that is. Is that Dave Stevens, you think? You see it?
There's a head.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there is.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
And then does this come with 3D glasses?
Yes. One of them does.
Yes.
There is a 3D one, and then there's one that's non-3D.
Okay. Yeah. Which is, I think, like a second print, right? Or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's 405 total on the census. There's one signature series. There's one restored. And there's 165 9/8.
Still not a huge number.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool book. So, 1985. Yeah. I wonder what the people thought of it when it came out back then, you know? Most people probably didn't even know it was out.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I always love finding these in like back issue bins, like just random like $5 boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Matrix says the second issue of this is a Bernie Wrightson cover. What's
Yeah.
that look like? I don't know if I've ever even noticed that. What's that cover look
I
like?
can't remember. That's a great question. Let me take a look.
And
Because I do like some Bernie Wrightson.
so guess how many are on the census for issue 2?
How many? 2?
4.
4?
5. Yeah. One signature series, 198, 190, 180, 170.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So there's only 4 blue labels. So you could send in one now and probably get a 9, 9, or 10.
Are you talking
Be
about the
top-
regular Seduction of the Innocent series?
It's Seduction of it's the 3D.
Is there a Bernie Wrightson one for the 3D though?
Yeah, for issue 2.
Okay.
Scouter Rick says issue 2 is tough. Man, now I really want it.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's
Unless-
one I've never.
Unless it sucks.
No, it's good. I've never seen it.
Oh wow.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hold on.
Adding it to the list.
Let's see here. Hold on. What is it? All right. Let me just see how much these things are even going for.
Are we all looking this up on eBay right now?
3D number 2.
$6.
Okay, so it's like a $10 raw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but the
pretty
problem
cheap.
is also making sure it has the 3D glasses, right?
Maybe. Are they attached? Like inside?
So every raw issue I've ever found of issue 1 has never had 3D glasses. That's why it was always so cheap. So I don't know what they did to put it in the comic.
That's a cool one.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
like
make
that.
almost 10 from just us talking and shopping on the on the show right now.
Right?
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. Next, we have Eminem Punisher Kill You from the Triple XL and Marvel variant here.
Yeah, I'm totally blaming Redhood on this. Like we were talking about it last night on Long Story Short, and when I was looking up books today for Buy the Dip, one sold in a 9/8. So congrats Redhood for helping someone sell a book. But that recent sale, someone had it listed for 1,500 or best offer. It actually sold for 1,100. There's not many sales of this book. One sold. The high last year was 1,700. The low was 900. 2023, the high was 2,100, and we had a low of 790. So, I mean, I guess I don't know. It seems like it's not a book that shows up to market very often, but you know, it seems like there is a price range that you will have to pay for this book.
This is the one that comes in the magazine, right?
I believe
No.
so.
So,
No.
sorry, you guys. So there is this one came in a magazine, but there's also another one that reprints it in the magazine. So from June, this one came from June of 2009.
But it's not in the magazine.
So there are two versions of the magazine. There's one that has the comic in it, and then there's one that actually just reprints the pages of the comic in the magazine.
Oh,
yeah.
They both came out at the same time or different times?
They both came out at the same time.
Oh, that would be my luck. Then I'd find the magazine that did not have had the reprint inside of it. That would be my luck.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I found it. Oh no, crap. I didn't.
Yeah. Yep. I know what you're feeling on that one. So, but this one's always going to be a tough one to find. Always.
Yeah.
So, not too shabby. All right, moving on to the Almost 10. Starting off with a series that I absolutely love, The Sickness, issue number 10. This is the Walsh 1 in 6 variant for, I believe, the final issue number 6. What a crazy cover, man. Look at that.
Yeah, it is pretty sick cover.
Yeah.
Pun intended. But that's a very odd ratio, right? 1 in 6.
Yep. They've been doing they've been doing that since the beginning. Remember, the original reason we found The Sickness is because of that issue 1 really creepy variant that they had. Do you remember back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember the issue number 1. I still want to get that. I still like that cover A for that issue 1 where that person's killing that person in the street.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this is pretty cool. $15, not bad, I don't think.
Not at all. Not at all. Great book, and it's got a great spot for a cool little sketch too.
I forgot about the series.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah. I missed the boat on it, so I was just like, it kind of went in one ear, not the other. But like, congrats on my friends that like got to flip them. Yeah,
I got a bunch of them that I got to grade, but I don't even know if it's worth grading them anymore. So who knows? But
everything's worth grading if you can actually get it back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, you're in your turn and burn mode anyway, so just let it go raw.
I am. I'm selling everything. If you guys haven't noticed, check out my links. Everything's going up. I'm putting like 10 to 20 things on eBay every day, and then my whatnot. And I'm going to try to go eBay live on Sunday. But I am in my turn and burn sale. I'm selling just about everything. So,
wow,
yeah.
Yep. He's even selling the shirts that like he wears on these podcasts. So like, make sure to watch out for those. Like,
yeah. But anyways, moving on. Next, we have Wolverine issue number 4 from this last year. This is the Marvel vs. Capcom variant, which might be seeing a little love because of the other video game variants that are selling for so much. You think maybe?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, yeah, this thing bumped up to $30 this week, and it was basically like $5 or $6.
Oh man, damn it! I didn't buy the set.
Yeah, there was a storm, right? Was it a storm as well?
There's a ton of covers. It's like
there's a ton of them.
It's like 9 covers or something like that. Maybe 12. I don't know. I can't remember the exact number, but I was gonna pre-order them all for my brother because he's a huge Marvel vs. Capcom fan. And then FOC like passed, and I was like kind of like, I'll get it eventually. And then I was not expecting this wave of video game.
Yeah. It's definitely happening.
Yep. $30 is not too bad for the flip on this one. So it came out recently.
Nope.
Yep. So, all right, moving on next. This one's very interesting. Lobo issue number 1 of the first ongoing series from December of 1993. This is the famous issue with the zipper, the teeth zipper, the embossed zipper. And this is the preview of it that they used to send out to comic book stores that had a pretty big sale on eBay.
Yeah, 150 for this. It's the interior is all black and white. Is that what the?
Yep. It says here, the ongoing series comics fans everywhere have been demanding is here, in the tradition of tremendously successful Lobo portrait of a victim. The Lobo ongoing series has no suggested for mature readers label, and everyone can get in the action month after month. And then it goes on and it talks about it, and it's got the black and white interiors. So here you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it sold for a lot.
Yeah.
Nice little come up. $150.
Stein, you used to have a shop. Did you have one of this?
Let's see. This was 93. I did not have a shop in 93. I had a shop in the late 90s. So, and it was some comics, but it was mostly cards. But like that's where I found like when King Shark became like a thing. Actually found one of my old diamond boxes, and I had a stack of like 20 Superboy number 9s in there. And then I also found a stack of what is that Spider-Man? Oh gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember. There was a first appearance of one of the Spider-Man, Kane. Was it Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I found a stack of like 20 of those as well.
Web of Spider-Man, something, yeah.
Still in my old diamond boxes. They'd sat in those diamond boxes for like 15 years and had never seen the light of day. Maybe 20 years. But yeah, this was before me, unfortunately.
Not bad. So, it's funny speaking about those diamond boxes. If you guys aren't following Golden Age Guru on IG, he's got a series that he does where he bought out a old comic book store and they had all this unopened diamond boxes, and he just opens one every once in a while and goes through them. One time he found a stack of Invincible number 1s. He finds stacks of like all kinds of crazy stuff all the time, and really, really good content. Go check it out on his IG. All right, moving on. Legends of the Dark Knight, issue number 41, the Six Flags giveaway book with a Jim Lee cover. This thing is super rare. Did they ever give this out, or was this never given out? Because I can't find hardly any information on it. Other than this recent sale, it is tough to find stuff about. I mean, I know we've talked about it before back in the day on the channel, either Flipside or something, but it's hard to find any information on the web.
I agree. I couldn't find much information on it either. All I know is that 9/8 signature series sold for $6,000.
Wow.
Which is, I think that's more than the Hush.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
The Hush
right now.
RRP.
Yeah. Yeah, This is super rare.
Deal or Flipside on that? Which one are you going for?
Yeah. Well, the same guy might have sold this next one too, being the Batman 608 Jim Lee Burbank edition, speaking of Hush. So sold a 9/8 of this one too, right?
Yeah, for $5,000 for this one.
That's crazy.
Ooh. Yeah, gosh, man, that's some dollars there. But I mean, I guess if you just are a Batman collector, these are hyper rare, especially in grade. I mean, if you want it and you got the cash, probably 6,000 is probably, like, if I was a multimillionaire, I'd probably be like, yep, I want that. I'll just pay whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. So rare, man. Rarity is king. So, and you can go get the set now with add on that Green Lantern Burbank one. So,
oof.
Yeah.
The buyer's now looking up Batman 608 RRP.
Excellent, excellent. All right, moving on. Next, we have probably one of my favorite books on the Almost 10 this week, if not my favorite. Droopy, issue number 1 from Dark Horse in 1995. A nice little homage cover to a DC classic.
Did you know that this homage was out there?
Never seen this ever until tonight. Dr.
I saw this.
Drupenstein.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like didn't even know that this one existed. Yeah, CGC 96 sold for 180. I just couldn't believe it. It's such an interesting. I mean, this is almost like Do You Poo, right? Though, right? Except
it's even better.
Except it's a real character.
Yeah, real character. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's not like Droopy's a parody character or whatever.
And it's from 1993, 95 when they weren't really doing homage covers, you know, like they are now. And it doesn't even look like a Dark Horse book. Like, would you expect this to be a Dark Horse book?
Heck no. Doesn't even remotely look like it. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm not sure anybody knew. I sure didn't know anything about this one. Hero says, "Is this an early Jessica Rabbit?" Oh, is that? No, that's not Jessica Rabbit.
No, it's not Jessica Rabbit. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, is it? But yeah, this one is so cool. Now I'm gonna have to find Droopy number 1.
Yep, I'm with you on that. Very, very cool. So, all right, next on the Almost 10, a book that I would never expect to sell for this much. If I would see this in a short box and probably wouldn't get it. I would be like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I probably wouldn't buy it. Savage Dragon number 183, the Chris Giarusso variant, and this one sold for big bucks in raw condition recently.
$425 for this one.
Crazy.
That's $425,
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. I'm assuming it is in that 180. So that's like in that run, probably from like 150 to 220, where like most Savage Dragon books didn't even make like the Comicron like top 500 list. Like, and this one is a variant too. So
so there's 2 of these in existence.
Yeah, there may right. Right. Yeah, there's probably single digits of this book actually in existence.
There's this one and Eric Larson's copy.
Well, they did these. Chris Giarusso did variants for all the Image books at the time. There's a Spawn one. There's a Witchblade one like this, if I remember correctly.
Isn't there an Invincible one?
There's an Invincible one. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, very cool.
I mean, if you were digging through a shop and you ran into a bunch of them, you know, I think that's when you kind of pick them up, right? Like I personally wouldn't hunt out for individuals of these.
Yeah.
But if I found a set together at a shop at a reasonable price, I mean, I'm not paying $400 for this, but someone is. So good on them.
Man, that is cool. So $425. That's nice. All right, moving on to not Savage Dragon. This is Starfire, issue number 1, the second printing Amanda Connor variant, which had a nice little sale of $40 raw.
Yeah, $40 for this one. Only difference on the cover: white background instead of a pink background. I think is what the first print is. This one seems to be pretty hard to find. There's not very many of them available. So maybe $40 isn't terrible, but it seems like a lot. I still think that there are not near enough really good Starfire covers for that character.
I agree.
I mean, you would think that there would be 1,000 of them, but there just aren't. So the ones that are good, and I think this one's not. I don't hate this cover.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
There's like 4 or 5. There's like 3 Starfire covers that are knockout fantastic. And then that's about it.
All 3 variants from issue 1, 2, and 3 in this series are amazing.
Yeah.
They're so good. With the Darwin Cook being the best of the three.
I
but
agree.
I do like the Lupacchino and
Yeah.
who was the other one?
The Lupacchino was for this one, right?
Yeah, and then number 2 was, I can't remember who number 2 was, but then number 3 was the Darwin Cook.
Yeah.
Yep.
So great book. Shout out to Amanda Connor, great creator. All right, moving on to one of my all-time favorite books that I hate Stein for bringing up, because this is one of those ones that I never talk about anywhere, and I try to pick them up anytime I see them. And obviously you can see why. Secrets of Haunted House, issue number 42 from DC in 1981, a skull cover of skull covers.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many are on there. 5, 10,
A lot.
40, yeah, a lot. 20 some. Yeah, CGC 9.4, just a 9.4. So for 200 on this one.
Wow.
I don't know what the census on this one is, but I know that those like copper horror books are just literally impossible to find in high grade. So this one's will be a good one. This will be a good one to have a 9.8 in. I don't know if it's even possible.
Yeah.
If there are any 9.8s of this, to be honest.
Such a great cover.
Yeah, just having that one right there in the middle with the extra smile, with the open mouth, it looks so different than all the rest of them, is pretty cool.
Yeah, and the eyes.
Yep.
Man. So 9.4 for $200. Not bad.
There are 8 9.8s on the census, a total of 25 blue labels.
It's not many. 8.
8.
There'll be more now. At least one person watching this is gonna be like, I'm gonna go send some of these in. Or I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I need to get this sent in.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't care what grade it is.
Moving on to A Man's Guts. This is a fanzine from 1989, and it's got that classic Bruce Timm cover on it. Shout out to our boy Josh, International Comics, putting out a bunch of cool Bruce Timm books that he's been talking about for a couple years. I think he finally got them all back graded, and this is one that I feel like I've seen from him at some point, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Man's Guts. The listing did say that inside there were like 5 more drawings from Bruce Timm. I don't know what those drawings look like, but I would suspect that this is kind of hard to find, especially from 1989. It sold for $180, and it was basically like a fine copy at best. It had some pretty rough corners on it, but yeah, this one would be pretty cool to have, actually.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, JC, did you buy this? Was this you? Did you buy this?
So, very, very cool book. And that is the Almost 10 this week. Come hang out with us tomorrow on Modern Comic Mayhem for our year-end wrap-up, calling out to all the content creators out there to come and jump into the show and talk to us about your favorites of the year, what you are looking forward to in 2025. And we're also going to announce the winner of the cover of the year, cover artist of the year, best new series of the year, best series of the year, and publisher of the year, all of which you can vote on right now, with links to them all in the description of this video and in both Beyond Wednesdays and House of Stein's community tabs on our YouTube pages. So,
hey, I was going to ask you, Brian, are you keeping or maybe I should, like an ongoing list throughout the whole year so we don't forget any covers? Like, I think that Jock cover should be on a list at the end of the year. I think it's that good.
Well, I agree. So does that. I think that Jenny Frison Poison Ivy cover too that just came out.
So I wonder if we should just keep like a running tally.
Well, that's what I've done so far for most of the covers this year. So I will do that for sure.
Okay.
So
that way it's not so hard to it come the end of the year. We'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
You could just make a cover price.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Virtual box. So,
Yeah.
All right, you guys. That being said, go come hang out with me. We have a Whatnot sale and a eBay live sale coming up this weekend. You can find out all that information in my IG and my link tree, and we'll see you there. Moving on to the list. Starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention, Suspense Comics issue number 3 had a massive sale at Heritage this last week. A CGC 4.0 sold.
Yeah, we've talked about this book before, but this sale was so ridiculous. Now, there were other monster Golden Age books in that sale this week on Heritage. But this sale on this 4.0 was so insane. 156,000 for this 4.0.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely insane. Like there was a punch. No, there was a there was a Black Cat 50 was on that, and it was like a 6 or something, and so for like in the 30s or 40s, not 150. Yeah, so
wow.
this sale was just
Monster.
like way out there. Now this cover is, I mean, just crazy. Like this is a crazy. I can't even think of a different word, but holy cow, 156,000 for a 4.0 on this one is just absurd.
Yep. Agree. But look at there's something about this cover, the of course Nazis, the innuendos, the hoods, the colors, the age, everything about this book is like a perfect storm. But 156,000 for a 4.0, wow.
But these don't show up to market very often too, right?
No, not this one. Not too often. But I mean, it's not like it's the rarest either. I mean, it's not like one of those that just never comes to market.
Right. It's like every 3 years or so or something like that.
But I think there was one that sold last year. I think there was a 1.5 or maybe a 2.0 that sold last year. But I'm going to float something, and this is not me being insensitive but it made me think about this. First of all, anybody that is struggling with the snowstorms, it's been bad here in the Midwest, but 2, anybody in Southern California, I know it's rough out there. But let me float an idea, or not an idea, but a scenario. All those people that lost everything out there, they're the ones who, most of them did have insurance. They're going to get their houses rebuilt at some point, but they also lost all of their contents.
Yes.
They're going to get big contents checks. I'm actually headed out there on Tuesday with one of my adjusters to ride along with them. And a lot of these people are going to have big dollar amounts for contents. They're not going to, most people, when they lose their entire house, they don't replace everything in their whole house. They get money for everything in their house, but they don't, because if you look around your own house, you're like, yeah, I don't really need that. I don't really know why I have that. But if you're going to pay me for it, I'll take the money and I'll spend it on something else. I'm not saying that the people are going to put it into comic books and sports cards, but there is going to be a ton of money to be spent on things from Southern California from this. And I'm not saying, again, not saying that this will happen. I'm just saying I would not be surprised to see some of these type of sales when these people have $5-6 million in contents coverage on their property. They don't need $5 or $6 million to replace they're going to spend it on something else.
Oh, yeah. It's like hitting, I don't want to say it's like hitting a lottery, but it's like hitting a lottery almost.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, think about all the people that lost books and collectibles. I mean, there's got to be a bunch of things that were like one of ones or that are gone
being
now.
Being in that area of California, for sure.
Malibu, yeah. So, man, and big shout out to David Boer, writer and co-creator of Canto, who not only lost his house in the fire, but the next day after losing his house had to go have emergency heart surgery. So he is out of surgery. He made it out okay. They showed a picture of him being forced to get up and walking. But man, talk about a tough week. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. I mean, Justin. I mean, that's basically what we're going. I mean, insurance companies will pay. I mean, that's specifically why I'm going out there. I know my company. We've already sent a bunch of large loss adjusters out there, and that's pretty much what they're going to. I mean, they're going to be paying a lot of money, for these things. So I'll check back that. On a flip side, there will be no show next week because I'll still be in LA. Unless Bryan and Yee want to do it, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, I mean, I'll report back on how much just my person spends. You know, it's going to be a lot. We're going to spend a lot of money, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well,
and then Ben's going to dox him on this channel, you know. So you know exactly who he is, who they are.
Yeah, so if you see me just wandering around writing checks on everybody, you say hi to me while I'm out there.
He's gonna make sure to like blast your picture to you, you know, what your house used to look like, what it looks like now.
Sad. All right, moving on to our regular honorable mention. Now, this one's interesting. A new book out this week, Death of Cobra. This is the Jeff Lemire 1 in 20, where Jeff Lemire likes to write, and every once in a while he'll draw something, and this is his variant for the series this week. What do you think about this? I don't even know what this is about. Does anybody know what this is about?
I remember, like, maybe 2 years ago, some of these Cobra, like the original Cobra books, were like all selling. And they're not image books or whatever. They're some random publisher or whatever. But I remember thinking, what are these things? These are like the weirdest looking books or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know that this was still like a thing.
Yeah. Well, this just came out, so
I'd rather have a Jeff Lemire drawn book than a Tom King or a Donny Cates drawn book.
It's probably true.
Yeah. But this one's selling for a pretty decent amount, $30 plus raw. And it's a 1 in 20, so.
Stay safe, Reef. Anybody that is close to those fires, yes, stay safe, please.
Amen. Yep. Amen. So, all right, moving on to the top 10, starting off with number 10 this week, a gorgeous cover for Transformers number 16. This is the Omari 1 in 50, and this issue was absolutely amazing. The final 2 pages of this issue were so good, and obviously, spoiler, it's pretty cool because in the final 2 pages, you see Laserbeak flying, and you see Megatron basically saying that he called out to Laserbeak, and Megatron's blind, so he called out to Laserbeak. Laserbeak finds him in this cave in the desert, and Laserbeak comes up to him, and Megatron grabs him and rips out its eye sockets and plugs his eye sockets into him, and he basically says, "You've done well, Laserbeak. You are now my eyes, and you need to lead me to my warriors." And it was so good. And shout out to Skybound and Daniel Warren Johnson for just doing such a great job with this series. And now Daniel Warren Johnson was just writing, I believe. He's not doing the art. It was I'm spacing on the name of the artist, but the art was pretty good. I didn't know if I liked it last issue, but I really liked it this issue. So
Cool.
yeah. How much is this one selling for?
Like 55, 65 ish. I mean, so a little bit above ratio. I think it's still, you can still get it for just below ratio on one of the big retailers, but I'm not 100% sure.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
No. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on to number 9 this week. A book from last week that was on the list, Aliens vs. Avengers, issue number 2, the Ribic second print, Virgin 1 in 25, has gained a little bit of momentum since last week, it sounds like.
Yeah, last week was 60 to 70. Now it's 100 plus. These second print 1 in 25s usually don't go up, but this one did.
Dang, I sold mine last week, Ben. Dang it.
You lost $30.
I didn't have this book.
Yeah.
I still do like this cover, though.
So do I. Yep.
Yeah.
Great cover. All right, number 8 this week. Oh, boy. We talked about Ickpot last night, Thursday night on the show, or Wednesday night on Ben's Beyond Wednesdays. And there was this image that he had put out that was just so ridiculously out of proportion. And I thought, and we were making fun of it and this and that. And then this book comes out, of course, Red Sonja number 17, the Ickpot variant. There are 2 versions of this. One where she's like in the snow and she obviously wearing a little bit more snow attire, I guess, but not really. And this one,
her shoulders will stay warm.
Yeah, her shoulders will stay warm. Yeah, but wow, look at that cover, Jesus.
We're talking about her blood will heat her up, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Is that how that works?
I mean, she's definitely got enough meat on the bone to keep herself warm. I guess that's I guess that's one way to say it. Yeah,
shout out
these are
to
both
Comic,
limited to 2.
Comic Ozzy
both,
says Red Swole Ninja, Red Swolna. Yeah.
Both are limited to 250. These are selling for like $50 on eBay, but if you do like this, which this is definitely not my cup of tea, but if you do like this, they are still available out there from the retailer for $20. So if you want it,
there you go.
Go get it. Go get it. There's only 250 of each. So,
so is this the Death by Snoo Snoo cover? Is that what I'm looking at here?
Jesus.
I'm not a fan of Ickpot. I remember what was the first one that we saw?
It was that Street Fighter one.
Yes, that Street Fighter one.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad artist. I don't like the proportions. I mean, sometimes this one's not terrible, but man, there are some where they are just really off-putting.
Man, those legs. I mean, she better like be winning like the Olympics for like running and stuff with those.
I don't think she could. I
thighs.
don't think she could. Those are too big, bro.
Oh wow, I'm surprised that there's no men of culture on this panel.
Oh boy. So all right, number 7
right?
this week.
Is that the 2025 goal?
A book that was on the almost 10 last week has now jumped to the number 7 spot this week, Amazing Spider-Man, number 61, the Scotty Young Deaths of Spider-Man Virgin second print 1 in 25 variant is on the list.
Yeah, last week these were just selling just slightly above ratio at like $35. Now it's like 75 plus. I think the last one might have even sold for close to 100.
Wow.
So I still don't think there's that many of these out there. I think we kind of agreed we didn't like love this one. And you can't, if you wanted it, you can get the trade dress and just be happy with the trade dress. But yeah.
He's doing a special signing today. He did it, I believe. It's either today or tomorrow, where he did a special signing with a bunch of retailers where they all flew into Kansas City. They paid, like $10 for a signature or something. And there's people getting hundreds of books signed by him. So be on the lookout. There will be some Scotty Young signature series books flooding the market soon.
Oh,
So.
Shit. Then I need to sell the ones I have now before those show.
Yep.
So last week I had really high hopes that like people were done with these second print 1 in 25s. I guess everyone was still just on vacation or in holiday mode because this week is disappointing to see.
Yeah.
The prices.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because 2 of them that are not new. These are like repeats.
Right, from last week.
Yeah, which is really weird.
Yep.
It's like the whole market woke up and it's like kind of like, oh, I'm back to buying comics again. What did I miss last week?
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, number 6 this week. Here we go, you guys. The Rivals talk begins with Amazing Spider-Man number 65, the Marvel Rivals variant, which is selling for $25 plus in raw condition. And man, this game is starting to take the world by storm because everybody that is talking about it right now. It's unreal.
Yeah, actually, that's what my 18-year-old daughter is in the other room playing this as we are having this show, which is kind of funny.
That's why I'm trying to like hurry this up so I can go play. No, I'm not. I played it once and I didn't like it, so I'm playing something else.
Yeah. This this one just came out. I don't know if there was any qualifier. Was there qualifier to get this one? It's not an incentive, but
I think it's just open to order.
Yeah, so 20 to 25, 20, maybe a little bit more, 26, 27 on this one. So definitely if you run into your store and this one's sitting there, go ahead and pick it up for cover.
It's pretty
So I have
amazing.
a question. Do you think this game is a flash in the pan?
No,
or
not at
is
all.
it going to, or you think it's going to sustain something like Fortnite and all that?
Let me tell
Like,
you
has it
why
re-
it's going to sustain Fortnite type stuff. One, there's multiple reasons, but one, it's got it's the Fortnite game, but with all the characters that we've known and loved throughout the years, and it's exposing new characters. So you got everybody knows about at least one of these characters in this game. And there are so many cool things that you can do when you mix and match the characters. If you watch videos on this, I spend so much time. I watch at least 5 to 10 Marvel Rivals videos a night because they're fun to watch. It's fun to watch people play them. I was watching while I was creating the list, the show tonight. I was watching Tim the Tatman live playing this. They're going to be dropping new characters and new events all the time. And here's the best part to me. When I watch people playing it and strategizing, it feels like playing WoW, right? You're trying to figure out, okay, there's these people, there's these characters in the game, and if these characters are around, you need to make sure that if they do this, you either interrupt them or you do this or you use your special here. The strategy is so crazy, which is fine. That's just like Overwatch and Fortnite and stuff. But when you throw in the fact that they're beloved characters from the Marvel Universe, Oh man, and it looks amazing. I can't play it. I'm not a first person shooter guy, but I love watching it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
and honestly, like, I feel like if it was a flash in the pan kind of situation, like we wouldn't see this like sustained prices on like Jeff the Landshark books that we have been seeing for the
well,
last.
not just Jeff the
Yeah,
Landshark books. I mean,
but I mean,
every book
yeah,
that the character's skin that is in the game is mentioned. I mean, look at Swag. Swag was they announced the Fantastic Four characters, and Miss Invisible has the that skin from what's it, Maniac skin, or I forget what, I think it was Maniac, where in Fantastic Four 280, what was the Stein 280, 281 or something like that? Like those books are, they're not crazy going up in crazy value, but people are searching them out because of the skins of the game. Malice. Thank you, John. Yeah, Malice. So you've got, Luna Snow getting big because of that. Jeff the Landshark, that Malice book. And the fact, the fact that they tell you which books to go look for makes it even cooler. So,
yeah.
anyways, moving on to number 5, Storm issue number 4, the Marvel Rivals variant, which is also selling raw for $25 plus.
Between the Spider-Man and the Storm, which one do you like better?
The Spider-Man.
Which cover do you like better? You like the Spider-Man better?
Yeah. Yep. But
the Storm one's pretty good too.
Yeah.
What does her word bubble actually say? I can't see it.
The storm is coming.
So not like life-changing advice from her word bubble there. But
hey, it's not Scotty Young's cover.
The other thing about the game that I love so much is the graphics look so good. The stylized characters, the art. I mean, it is fantastic the way it looks.
Yeah. True.
So,
I would think this one's going to be lower print run than the Spider-Man, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
I guess it does help that the game is free on top of that, too, as well. Like, you don't have to pay anything into the game just to play it. Like,
yep.
Just to have an internet connection and a device that supports it, and you're good.
Mm-hmm. Well, moving on to number 4, all new Venom issue 2, the Marvel Rivals variant, which is also selling for $25 plus.
Yeah, this one's like 25 to 30. This one's selling for a little bit more than the Spider-Man and the Storm. I'm not sure exactly why. I think of the 3, I don't like this cover. I like this cover the least of the 3. But
do you think it's also based on how popular the character is to play in the game?
Maybe. I don't know. Is Venom like one of the better characters to have in the game?
I think so.
He is, yeah. I'll say this, and we talked about this on one of the shows when Marvel Rivals first came out. I think that if you're a retailer out there that is doing exclusive variants and you're not planning some type of exclusive variant around this game, especially the skins that people most like if you're not planning a Malice Miss Invisible variant by some crazy new artist, a Magic in her dark form variant, a Luna Snow, moments from the game and telling that artist, okay, I want this moment, but do your thing. Like, that's the type of variant that you should be looking at right now. I think that if you're not doing that, you're missing out in a big way. So, you know what would be cool too? Is if like you as a retailer said, okay, let's look at all the skins in the game that, or at least one skin from every character, and let's homage that that book's cover where it shows up in, but with new art of that from the game, or something like that. There's so much smart things you can do to play off the Marvel rival stuff.
Or here's what you really do. You partner with a Twitch player take a screenshot of one of their gameplay awesome moments or whatever and make that a cover.
Well, we did talk about that, partnering with a Twitch player, like and some and some of the phase players like Swag and Tim the Tatman, like some of those major gamers, people from Optic. You can totally do some cool stuff and team up with some of those players. They're very accessible. So
No.
all right, at number 3 this week, speaking of Magic number 1, the Marvel Rivals variant, selling for $30 plus.
Yeah, this one's selling for the most out of all of them.
Damn it. Of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising, right?
Yeah.
That
No.
Magic would be selling for more. But
And she's badass in
Yeah.
the game too.
Yeah.
So, man, very, very cool. All right, you guys, at number 2 this week, Spawn issue number 360, the Brett Booth Virgin 1 in 50, another book from last week's show that has made a big jump in the secondary market. Yeah, Stein, how much is this one selling for?
Oof. Yeah. Last week it was doing really well when it was selling for like 120, and now it is 200 to 225 or more. It's almost doubled since last week. And this one is this one's a really good cover. But again, if you like it, there's a trade dress of this. So
Yeah, Brett Booth is such an underrated artist. I mean, it's unreal. He should be talked about as one of the best artists in comics, but you don't hear his name very often. So, man, it's funny because I sold a bunch of Spawn. I had the whole John Boy Myers run, which was like Spawn 2 in the 250s, that I sold on my Whatnot sale this week. And that John Boy Myers run had some amazing covers in it too. So there are some really good non-Capullo or McFarlane Spawn cover artist runs out there. Brett Booth, John Boy Myers. Be on the lookout for some of those really cool Spawn, covers. And if you're in a comic shop and you go to the Spawn section and there's anything from like $220 to $300 for less than $10, buy them. Period. They're all $20 to $100 raw books or more. So, all right.
Look for those newsstands too as well.
Yeah.
While you're at it.
At number 1 this week, Mark Spears is back, baby. And it's not Green Lantern on there like it says. This is Mark Spears Monsters number 1. The original A cover of this book is back selling very well in the secondary market.
I don't know what happened. And I really do kick myself because I didn't pick up this A cover when I saw it sitting on the shelf. I should have. I don't know why I didn't. But okay, Raws were like 100 to 120, which was crazy. They are now 200 to 225, and CGC 9/8 of this are like $400 to $500 for this A cover.
Wow.
Jeez.
Because graded copies are starting to come back now, huh? And hitting the market. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, 200 to 225 raw for the A cover is
that's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah. It's Mark Spears, man. He is just I can't think of anything like this. I think he surpassed anything Peach Momoko was doing when she first popped. The Stray Dogs book, I think he's surpassed that. I can't think of anybody that's on this level like he's been over the last year. And listen, if you think this is all going to end soon, you guys are forgetting that he's doing a book with Todd McFarlane. He's doing Spawn 77, a miniseries where he's writing it with Todd. Then he's doing the art all his own and covers. I mean, that's unreal. Like he's not.
Oh,
going
so his
anywhere.
audience is just gonna grow even bigger, and they're gonna find out about his earlier stuff. So there's gonna be you could almost predict another uptick in prices again for his stuff at some point in time.
Yep. Yeah, and like Ferd said, the story is good too. So
what did Spears say that the print run on the issue 1 just for the regular release was like 12,000, but that was
no
mixed
12,000.
all 5.
Not 12,000. Was it 12,000?
Yeah, but that was for all 5 covers. So like
yeah,
it's like 2,400 a piece.
Yeah,
per cover, something like that.
Yeah.
Some
of them are less than
huge.
1,000. Yeah.
He said was it the Wolfman was the lowest?
Yep.
He said that was the lowest ordered one.
Yeah. Listen, he is a fan of comics. He used to own a comic shop. He knows what it's like to be a collector. He knows what it's like to keep your stuff collectible, and he purposely has done things, especially in the Kickstarter, like his new Kickstarter. He's numbering all the books. They're all under 200 max print run. Some of them are less than 30. Some of them are less than 10. Even on the Keen Spot books, like Stein said, the print run is small. This guy knows what it's like to be a fan of collectibles and what it's like to, keep your stuff rare, even though you're not selling a ton of it and your reach is smaller. There's something to be said about keeping the print run small. And I hear a lot of people be like, oh, these books are going to die. Of course, everything's going to take a dip, but some of these books, like Stein said, the print run's so small that there always will be, liquid and collectible and, worth money on the secondary market. So, yeah, man, unreal. Really, really cool stuff. A guy that you absolutely love to root for. And he'll be on the show on Tuesday on the industry show. He's going to stop in for a little bit. And also Brian Polito is going to stop in for a little bit on that show. So one of the things about Mark that is also great, as you guys know, he's jumped on this show before. He'd just be hanging out, watching the show, and he'll just jump in. He jumps on Beyond Wednesdays weekly, usually towards the end of Saturday night. He'll jump on for the last hour or so. So that's another thing that's really cool about him is he is dialed in to our world and he watches these things. He knows, what we like and what we want. And that's very cool too. So like Heroes Reborn, Heroes Comics, John says, Heroes Reborn Comics says, he's one of us. So, and the cover A is limited to 2,600 copies ordered by retailer, I believe. So there we go.
Which that fits with what he said.
Yeah. Gary Moore says, this looks like the Straight Outta Compton album. When we asked him about that, he said it wasn't meant to be that way, but it just kind of happened that way. So very, very cool. But nice list this week, you guys. I want to remind everybody, make sure to go vote on all the top end of the year things. You can find the links for all of those voting, whether it's cover of the year final, cover artist of the year, series of the year, new series of the year, publisher of the year. All those are available to be voted on. Links are below and in the live chat pinned to the top of the page is the cover artist of the year. You can also, if you guys don't know, you guys can go to our YouTube pages, and let me go ahead and show you this. If you go to our YouTube pages and you click on the community tab right here, you guys can see a community tab. There is a post that says vote now, cover of the year. You just hit read more and it's got them all. You've got the cover of the year final right here to vote on. You've got the series of the year to vote on and all the rest. So just go to that community tab on both Beyond Wednesdays and the House of Stein to vote. You only have 21 hours to vote on this right now. So go check it out. Go give it a shot. And we'll announce the winners tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. Again, I'm throwing out the bat signal to all the other content creators out there. Come hang out with us. We want to hear what your best moments of 2024 were, your favorite moment, your favorite comic moments, and what you see coming in 2025. So I'll be pinning the link in the live chat, and you don't have to stay for long if you don't want to. Just come hang out for 20 minutes, a half hour, and we want to hear from you. So that'll be tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Beyond Wednesdays. Very kind of slow week this week for comics. I think everybody getting back from the holidays, and then of course all the craziness that's going on in the world, but it's pretty bright right now for comics, and I like where we're at, that's for sure. So
Agree.
All right, Stein, what do you say?
See you.
All right, starting off with our Golden Age honorable mention this week, a big sale for this book, Suspense Comics number 3, a CGC 4.0, sold for $156,000. That's an all-time high, not just at 4.0, at any grade for this book. So, wow, what a crazy sale. Our regular honorable mention, Death of Cobra number 1, the Jeff Lemire 1 in 20, a new book out this week, selling for $30 raw on the secondary market. And we get into number 10. What a Transformers book this one is. A gorgeous Laserbeak and Megatron cover. And if you're not reading this series, there's something wrong, because it is amazing. And this one is the 1 in 50 Omari variant, selling for a decent amount, $55 to $60 plus on the secondary market. And what a great last 2 pages in this story. At number 9, a book that was on the list last week has moved up in value, and it's back on the list again. Aliens vs. Avengers, issue number 2 was around, this is the 1 in 25 Virgin variant, second print from Esad Ribic. This was around 60 to 70, is now $100 plus on the secondary market. At number 8, wow, this Inkpot variant of Red Sonja number 17 is crazy. It is selling for $50 plus for both copies. And if you're watching this live or catching it soon after broadcast, maybe go check to see if you can find these at the original retailer's site. Do a little homework. You might be able to find it for cheaper than what it's selling for on the secondary market. At number 7, another book that was on the show last week, not on the regular list, but on the almost 10, has jumped up to the regular list at number 7 spot this week. Amazing Spider-Man 61, the second print, Scotty Young, 1 in 25 Virgin variant, was selling for about $35, now $75 plus, with sales up to $100. Wow, and that's raw. At number 6, the Marvel Rivals part of the show has started. Amazing variants from Marvel for their new video game, Marvel Rivals, which is taking the gaming world by storm. This one is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 65, selling for $25 plus on the secondary market. And at number 5, our Storm Rivals variant for issue number 4 is also selling for $25 plus on the secondary market, along with our number 4 book this week, All New Venom issue number 2, the Marvel's Rivals variant, selling for $25 plus, and our final Marvel Rivals book this week at number 3, the Magic variant, Magic issue number 1, Marvel's Rival variant. This one's selling for the most out of all of them, $30 plus for this one. At number 2, another book that was hot last week and on the list, Spawn issue number 360, the Brett Booth 1 in 50 Virgin variant, was selling for $120 last week, and it's doubled in price, selling for $225 plus. What a cover. And finally, at number 1 this week, Monsters number 1, that is Mark Spears' Monsters number 1 from Keenspont. Issue number 1, the regular A cover, has jumped up on the list for the number 1 spot after being out since September of last year. Raw copies are selling for $120 plus, with CGC books copies starting to show up. 9/8 selling for $500 plus on this one. Wow, the Mark Spears year of 2024 really came on strong at the end of the year, and his 2025 continues. What a great series. What a great style Mark Spears has, and what a great person to root for in the comic book world. I can't wait to see what we get at a Spawn 77. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. Come hang out with us tomorrow night for Modern Comic Mayhem, every Saturday night on Beyond Wednesdays for our end of the year wrap up, and we'll see you next week. Adios.